everything for him, man. He lives, breathes, dies, whatever, to see this brand of his that he's been working on for, man, over a decade, I think, at this point, man. To see where it's at now. And you guys, I see, people like George in here that, we were able to chop it up in DR about a year and a half ago. You know what I'm saying? So like, I love seeing the consistency of people that stick with Jay, man. If you're gonna stick with somebody, I think it's a smart idea to stick with him. Some of you already figured that out. Some of you are figuring it out right now. But I definitely wanted to come onto this call and just kind of give you guys not just motivation, inspiration, because that's temporary, but I want to give you a real blueprint for how I was able to get into the spot that I'm in right now, and beyond that, right? Because, and I'll go into my story a little bit, but before we get into anything, man, I want you guys to light up the chat. Let me see if you guys are up. Let me see if you're active. Let me see if you guys are ready to receive this information. Because if you're truly attentive on this call right now, even if you're multitasking, even if you're trying to balance family and all this other stuff before Thanksgiving, you're locked in and ready to go. Then I'm gonna give you what I got, man. Because if you know me, if you've been on my sessions, I don't sugarcoat it, bro. Like I'm gonna tell you what you need to hear if you really want to get paid. I'm gonna tell you what you need to hear if you want to absolutely shift your life heading into 2025. Because if it's not you, there's another person in the chats right now that's gonna do it. So you gotta make the decision that is you. All right. So real quick, guys, for those that don't know me, my name is Richard Lantigua, aka Rich Vendiga. And yes, I am about to turn 30 next year. So I'm enjoying the last of my 20s. Pretty crazy to say. And I got started in this industry of trading when I was 23, 24. And what I love about my journey is that I came.
Is it me or do you guys still hear him?
350Z in the middle of a Starbucks in a late September random afternoon. And at that time, so I've been with my wife since 2011 is when we started dating, and I was 15 at that time. 7 years later is when I found out about trading and all this. So at this point, me and my wife had been together for 7 years. I was working full time in a bank. I had just dropped out of college. To give you perspective, I had like really good grades. I had scholarships. I had everything. I was studying business. And after like year three, I got into a place where I just didn't see any vision for myself. I always knew that I was just destined to do like something really solid in life, something where it was gonna get me paid to a whole nother level. I was gonna be on stages. Like I just wanted that life for myself. And you can feel in life when you're just not on your path that you need to be on. And so, long story short, man, I disappointed my whole family, to be quite honest with you. Like I was the guy who was the smartest kid out of all the cousins, the one who had it all together. And I'm dropping out of college. And I started working at Walgreens for $8 an hour. And I would do 4 p.m. to 1 a.m. shifts. And I would pick up the trash, clean the bathrooms. Homeless people would be drugged up. I had to like escort them out the building, like all type of stuff for $8 an hour. So like I know what it's like to be a disappointment to your family. I know what it's like to make minimum wage. Like I've lived life. You know what I'm saying? And if people have it worse than me, people have it better than me. But everybody got cards that they're dealt. And at the end of the day, you can only do what you can do today, knowing what you know and who you are. I say that all the time. Sometimes people are really hard on themselves and think that they got to have it all figured out right now and they got to win right now. I'm going to be real. Like, you got to go through a lot of character building before you get to bank account building because you want the bank account and all this stuff, man. But if you can't handle the responsibility and being the person that you need to be to keep it, there's no point in having it, guys. A lot of people win the lottery and they give it right back. You can look the statistics up every single time because you didn't really earn that money. There's a difference between earning an income and being blessed with a random income one day. And let me tell you, man, Akashx makes it really simple. And again, it's not easy to trade and it's not easy to build a business, but it's very simple. But you gotta grind, bro. Like y'all, everybody here, like you can't have balance right now. If you want to have balance and level up in this season right now, you're not serious, man. I'm gonna be honest with you. Like, and some people have kids, some people have jobs. Like I'm telling you right now, my first multiple years of building MLM and trading and educating and doing all that stuff, I was still working 50 plus hours at the bank. I worked Monday through Sunday, even when I had my banking career. And I didn't have the paid time off to go on all the trips. I didn't have the I had to lie to my boss. I had to borderline get fired multiple times for me to show up to all the conventions, for me to show up to masterminds. Like I put it on the line every single time. I've had my car repoed before. I've had a whole year where I didn't know how I was gonna pay my rent. Like I know what it's like to suck at trading. I know what it's like to suck at this business. And I know what it's like to almost not be able to pay my bills, but I never quit, not for a day. I never said I'm going to give up this trading stuff. I never said I'm going to stop building a business. Because the minute that you give up on the dream, that's when you're really dead. You can have no enrollments for the next 30 days. You can win zero trades for the next 30 days. But I swear to God, bro, if you just keep trying to study one more video, get on one more training, ask one more question, you got to learn. You're going to get better. If you don't believe that, though, you're already lost. You gotta believe, bro. You know, it's so corny, and I don't like to be the corny motivation guy, but you really do need to hear this. If you don't believe that you're gonna get there truly in your subconscious, it won't happen for you. A lot of people in the chat sometimes, they're like, oh, I don't know why. And maybe it's one of you all in here, and I've been there. And you're like, bro, I don't know why, but every time I take a tap to trade or a trade alert, I lose, and then the next one wins, and I didn't take that one. I know somebody relates to that. They're like, the five trades came out. I didn't take the four winning ones, but I took the one that lost. Like, what's up? It's gonna be hard for you to hear this, but believe it or not, you're attracting that result because you don't believe, man. There's a spiritual side of success that you hear a lot from Jenna Zweigel. I've been to Bob Proctor seminars. Personally, I'm a man of God, and I can have a lot of room for improvement to uphold that, right? But because of my faith and because of all the spiritual teaching that I've seen, I'll tell you right now that I'm really not that much more skilled than all of you on here. And I'm really probably not as good at speaking and recruiting, even trading. The one thing that I have over you is time in the game. I've been at it for 6 years and I never turned it off, not for a day. Even when I have my downtimes, like I still tried to send a text message to a prospect. I still tried to post something. I still tried to watch some type of content, take some type of note to just keep the spark alive, bro. You got to keep that spark alive no matter what you do. Because the minute that that spark goes out, you're back to the same reality you already live. You're living the same reality. Like if you work a job full time, you don't like where you work, you're not making that much money, for example, but you have that spark that shit's gonna change. Excuse my language. Like it's gonna move so incrementally, and you're not gonna know until later when you put the pieces of the puzzle back together. But in the moment, it's gonna feel like even if you like, it's gonna feel like you're believing for no reason. Like you're just lying to yourself. You're just trying to stay positive because they tell you to. But I'm telling you, when you have no results and you have no motion, you better believe that somehow it's gonna change. Because I promise you, that change is right around the corner, but you don't know how it's gonna happen. And it's gonna be so random. It's not gonna be in a way that you expect it. Because I've seen it in my life multiple times. I'll tell you right now, and I'm gonna get into some real nitty gritty stuff. But I had to set the tone right now and catch your attention. Because if I don't get this part in, it doesn't matter how much information I give to you. You only receive information when you're actively engaged spiritually into what I'm telling you. You know how many times I've been in trainings or I've seen people go to trainings and they show up because they respect their mentor, or like they show up because like they just don't want to be the name that's not on the call, and you're gonna get a text from Jay later like, yo, why wasn't you on the training, bro? You know? And you're probably on the training just hearing it in the background or whatever, but you're not really tapped in. You gotta be here right now. You gotta feel me right now. Because if you don't feel me, it doesn't matter what training I give you about how to enter the lot sizes, how to take the trade, how to do this. Like the how to is 20%. But being actively spiritually engaged into the motion you're trying to create is 80%. It doesn't matter if you take the same actions. If you don't got the heart in it, it's not gonna work. It's not gonna work. Promise you. So my first big breakthrough in trading, just from a learning perspective, was a year and 3 months into trading. A year and 3 months. That's 15 months. A lot of people would not pay a membership for 15 months making no money. I'm gonna tell you right now. Even you, yes, you, like you're probably not gonna stick with something for 15 months paying you nothing. And I kind of don't blame you. But here's the thing, man. Like, you ever heard of burn the boats and there's no plan B? I live that life. I live that life. People say that because it's cool to quote books, but like you gotta live that life for real. Like there's no plan B. Because if there's a plan B, you're not gonna do what it takes when you got your back against the wall. You're only doing it because like, it's only 150 bucks. I already got my job. Like I'm chilling. Like if it works for me, cool. If it works for you, cool mentality ain't gonna get you paid. Not gonna happen. Not in trading. Not in trading. Not in network marketing. This is a business, both sides, where it's like you live this life for real. And don't take it from me. Talk to anybody doing it. You're going to see those consistencies. Because, guys, trading and network marketing, you want me to be honest with you? Can I be honest with you guys? Look, don't listen to me. Just look up the success rate of how many people ever touch six figures in network marketing and trading. And there's going to be two types of people that watch that look that up and have a reaction. Person number one looks at that and they're like, oh, nobody's making bread and none of this stuff. Why should I bother? And then there's person number two that says, I am that 5% though. I am that 1% though. That's why I say, like, if you're not about that life, you're not going to make it happen. Things that have a high success rate are never going to make you financially free. Financially free people are only 1% of the world. If you're financially stable, you're already top 5, 10% in the whole planet. But everybody that's on this call is trying to get to like the 1%, where you're like, I'm retired. My family's taken care of. Generational wealth. That's become like such a cute little word for everybody to throw around like that. Yo, you talk that, you gotta be different. Like you gotta be on some other ish to accomplish that. Which means you gotta join industries where the success rate is so small. Honestly, man, the reason why it's so small is because people walk in thinking that it's gonna be any different than any other seven-figure producing business. So don't try to find something that's a higher success rate. Make the decision to be the 1%, because all it is developing a certain set of habits. If you study Bob Proctor, man, I'm not gonna lie, Bob Proctor, I went to his seminar in 2020, the day that Kobe Bryant died, and I was in LA for that seminar, 10 minutes away from the helicopter crash. So I remember it so crazy. Like I was in Bob Proctor's event in LA, 10 minutes from the helicopter crash when it happened. Now I'm bringing it up because after that event, I tripled my income in network marketing. It was 2020 in January. And I had only made like up to $1,000 a month in network marketing. And my teams were like 20, 30 people always. It was like 30 people back down to one, 20 people back down to five. And it was just that back and forth, like people would come in and then they wouldn't stay. And after that event, it was 4 months later, my team went from 20 to like 450. Exponential growth, dude. I literally would jump to like a $5,000 a month income. And like, man, we playing for the big league. So you hear 5K a month, you're like, whatever, bro. Like I can't even pay my rent with 5K a month nowadays. But at that time in 2020, making only $1,000 a month in the business and really just seeing the back office go from 20 to 450. And not just that, but how many people that I was like getting on calls with, closing deals, teaching them trading, like just doing the whole shebang, like seeing them have their breakthroughs and seeing them get celebrated on a flyer and get on stage and like grow into the next evolution of themselves. Bro, that's what the business is about. Jay is here to get paid. Make no mistake. It's in his name, bro. But he understands that the real game, the byproduct is the pay. The real game is helping y'all become superstars one day at a time. Jay is only as good. I'm only as good. Josh Zwagel is only as good as how many stars does this brand right here create. Now, we can't do it for you, but we're going to give you the weapons. We're going to give you the vests. We're going to give you the guns. We're going to give you whatever you need to go to battle. But you gotta show up for the war, bro, every single day. And there's no breaks in war. There's no ceasefires in war. You're at it every day. When you wake up and you feel tired, that's the battle. When you don't know if you're gonna be able to get on the session because you gotta go to, bro, I had to go to the bathroom 7 times a day at work just to go copy and paste a trade. Like, I know what it's like. You can't tell me nothing because I did the network marketing with a full-time job while trading and I escaped the matrix, bro. Like, I did it. So y'all can't tell me you can't do it because I was the same person. Like, dude, I was never a superstar athlete in school. I was never part of a big team. Like, I was an average kid, bro. But I always saw myself like like I knew I was gonna get there, even if other people didn't see it in me. Truth be told, I'm gonna just give you real, and I'm done ranting right now, and we're gonna get into some value. I'm gonna tell you real, like I haven't even really talked about this. When I started my first like year and a half of network marketing, I couldn't recruit at all, bro. And remember, I didn't make no money trading either. So what the hell am I doing? I couldn't recruit at all. You know why? Because I was too scared to take a picture for Instagram. I didn't even have social media until I joined network marketing, and I was 24 years old. I was the kid that would go to school, play basketball, play video games, and go to sleep. That's it. I know some of y'all lived that life before as kids, but I was doing that in my early 20s too. Wake up because I had a job, I was going to school. So like I'm doing my thing. Like I'm not playing around. Like I'm doing my part. So why can't I hoop and play video games and chill because I got my job and da. But I wasn't really being like the most that I could be. So my first year in network marketing, my wife, she left work and she like went all into the business and she was crushing it. So if y'all have seen Marianne in the chats, like she building the business, recruiting, posting on social media, million views on the TikTok videos, 10,000 followers on social media, boom, boom, boom. To the point where all of my mentors saw me as like her like side partner. I'm just being absolutely 100 with y'all. First whole year and a half of network marketing, it was like, oh yeah, Rich can come to all these like leadership stuff because Marianne's crushing it and he's her tag along. That was me, bro. But I promise you, from the beginning, I was like, yo, I suck right now, but I'm gonna be him. Like, I promise you, I'm gonna be him. It took a couple years, but like we're getting there. We're getting there. But the reason why I bring that up, man, is because you cannot see who you are right now, and you can't allow your team and your mentors or nobody around you, your coworkers, family, you can't allow how they perceive you to be how you perceive you. You gotta literally see the king, queen, super affiliate, master trader in you right now, and just, bro, if nobody sees it, use it as fuel. Use it as fuel, bro, because you're either gonna let that defeat you or you're gonna let that really motivate you to stay up late and grind, bro, until you become that person. Because I did it. And I'm still doing it. I still got a lot to go. All right. So let's get into some real value of how we do this now. Okay. It's very simple when it comes to the trading stuff, and it's not easy. But I'm gonna tell you right now, if you're in your first couple of months of trading, your first year of trading, which is probably almost all of you, if you try to trade on your own and you make some money, you're lucky. You're lucky. You're not supposed to make money your first couple of years trading on your own. Like it will actually be an anomaly if you make any money your first couple of years just relying on yourself. It does. That's not supposed to happen statistically. With Akashx, remember I told you for a year and a half, I didn't even know what I was doing in my other platform. So if you're in your first 3 months, 30 days, 6 months, and you feel like stuff is at least clicking a little bit and you're making something, you're light years ahead of my path. You're light years ahead. Because I told you, I ain't even start clicking until a year and 3 months in. All right. So if you're coming in right now, don't try to do it on your own, is what I'm trying to say. Stop trying to take your own trades unless it's a demo or a small live account. Because look, at the end of the day, for you to become a good trader, you are gonna have to trust yourself and you are gonna have to like see yourself do it, without somebody. And that was my approach too. But don't waste your capital for no reason. If you can't even grow a demo account, stop wasting money. Stop. Why? Like you're not thinking like a business person. You're just throwing money away trying to prove a point. You're trying to feed your ego, not your bank account. If you try to do that, just be humble. Be humble. Accept the journey. If you're going to try to develop yourself to be a self trader, you got to do it on demo first, then do it on a small live account, and then get a bunch of 10K challenge accounts for the super low. Because if you can't pass the phases on a 10K, you're not going to do it on 100. You're not going to do it on 200. You're not. It's the same performance that has to happen. Now, here's the other side to it. If you can do a 10K, you can do a 200K. If you got a 10% payout on a 10K, you can get a 10% payout on a 200K because it's the same performance. Same performance. But what I'm saying is be humble and learn how to do demos. Even if your demo is a 10K funded account and you treat it like if it was a funded account, but it's a demo, do that. Do that with your own trades. But don't waste your money. Because here's the thing, guys. Your capital is the way out. Your capital is the way to level up. You have to change the way that you see money before you can level up. Money is not used to pay bills. Money is not used to buy food. Money is not used to pay your bills. Money is a tool for multiplication. Until and I get it, you do have to use your money to pay your bills, etc. But if that's how you only see money, you're still in survival mentality. You're still trying to just get your resources to live. If you want to step into wealth building, creation, and leveling up, you don't see money just for resources no more. You see it as a means to multiply. All right. So you need to make sure you save your money, bro. You know what's the first book I'm going to tell you? And I don't recommend books like ever. Let me share my screen here real quick and we're going to look at some stuff. Richest Man in Babylon. Some of you have probably heard of this. Some of you have never heard of this book. Yo, this book is low-key so important. And it has nothing to do with trading. It has nothing to do with anything except understanding how to change your perception of money and how to use it as a tool. I don't know if, and I know this is going to sound funny, bro, but like, it wasn't even that long ago, like that many years ago, that I even started saving any money ever. Like, I always just made money, like more money, and I elevated my lifestyle. I got a better crib, I got a better car, but I never saved money. Like, I just kept elevating my means. And some people, like, nowadays, are like, oh, yeah, I know that. But sometimes we know things and we don't actually live it, though. And you gotta act the part and do the part. So I have to start with the basics, guys. If you can't save money, you gotta learn how to do that first. I don't care if it's $10, bro. Because if you can't do it with a little, God will not give you a lot. He's not. He's not gonna give it to you. And I'll tell you the first thing, I don't take any credit for my success. Honestly, it's all because of God and the people around me. I'm gonna just tell you that straight up. And I'll tell you why I say that. But please learn how to save money first before you think you can become a successful trader. Because trading is all about money management. If you can't manage the resources in your household, you're not going to multiply it. Investing is for rich people, not for the common person. Trading is for rich people, not common people. We just flip the script. We turn Wall Street to Main Street when we start trading retail with Akashx. We start giving people opportunity in Africa, getting 5-figure US dollar payouts. That's not normal. But I guarantee you that person, if you ask him, I don't even know him like that. I don't know him, but I guarantee you that dude has his finances at home together. Because you can't fake the results, bro. Like you will have to be a certain person to get a payout and keep getting payouts. And it starts with how you view money and money management. It doesn't matter how many strategies you learn. It doesn't matter if you start using the right loss sizes. It's still not going to work. It's still not going to work. I swear to you, it won't. But it will if you get your finances together first. Like pay, you have to pay. One of the first things that this is the book that tells you this is pay yourself first. So many people hear that and may know that, but they don't do it. They pay their bills first and they keep the rest for themselves. If you still live like that, if there's one thing you take away from this call, is just that. Pay yourself first and then pay your bills and all your other stuff. I don't care if it's $10. But get into that habit, because when you start touching your first thousands of dollars in MLM or trading or this or that, you're going to just keep the same habit of elevating your lifestyle, paying more bills, doing this. And you know what's going to happen, man? You're not going to have 10 grand saved up. You're not going to have 20 grand, 50 grand saved up. You're not going to have any money saved up. And when that next crazy crypto play comes out, you got nothing to put into it. And you're going to be like, damn, bro, why don't I got no capital to play with? You know why? And I made a reel about this on my IG the other day, because you need discipline and the willingness to take a risk. The discipline, all of the discipline does is it makes you take a certain action every day to learn the skill and to save your money to have something to throw at an opportunity. You know why, man? Because as much as I love passing funded accounts and getting payouts and all this stuff, and I want that for you, the easiest money I just made in the last 30 days was I put money in XRP and I put money in the Peloton stock, and both of them tripled in 30 days. Two different plays, and I gave these plays out since March. Some of y'all haven't been in that long, so you miss it. And it's, it's not your fault. But Armin, like, there's multiple educators giving crypto plays, and believe it or not, guys, the crypto plays that are happening right now are gonna do much more for you than the payouts from TradeX. Only if you got capital, though. But even if you have only $100, still get into the habit of seeing your money flip 3 times in a crypto, because then you'll know what it's like and you'll have the guts, you'll have the balls to do it with 1,000, 10 grand, 20 grand, 50 grand. Between us, let's just say, like, I've seen somebody who's at the tippy top of this company make multiple six figures in the last 30 days just off of two of our men's crypto plays, a couple crypto plays. Easiest money ever. But you can't take advantage of that because you don't got 10 grand to your name, and you don't got 10 grand to your name that you're willing to put on the line on an opportunity. That's the whole thing with this, guys, is you need, not you should, not you should want to, you need to build this business right now, and you need to get these payouts with prop firms just to have money to throw into these flip opportunities happening in crypto right now. That's the real blueprint. I'm gonna tell you the blueprint. You ready? I'm gonna tell, like, literally, I'm gonna tell you right now. You need to hit ranks to get those residuals so that you can buy TradeX accounts, so you can pass the prop firms, get those payouts, and put it into high return stocks and crypto plays. If you want to start talking about real estate, this and that, that's not my area of opportunity of expertise or whatever. So I have a lot to grow to learn how to put money into other things like that. But in just the electronic money flipping world of Forex, stocks, crypto, that's the way. I didn't even have a YouTube channel until 9 months ago. I should have been had one. I should have been. But you know why I didn't have one? Because I didn't think I was worthy of having one. Whether I admitted it as a man or not, that was the true subconscious feeling. A lot of us don't create content and don't build a brand for ourselves because we don't see ourselves. Like, we say, oh yeah, I'm a businessman. But if you know Jay-Z, you know the line, like, I'm not a businessman, I'm a businessman. Like, you have to see yourself as a business for real. Like, my name's Richard Lantigua, but I created Rich Vendiga and I made it a business. That I bring up the YouTube stuff because I've gotten 9 enrollments this month and I only know one of those people. I'm not, honestly, I could have gone so much harder this month too. Like, I could have actually physically picked up the phone and done a lot more physical work. But I've basically gone, I've gone 1K this month without trying at all. At all. I swear to you. But you know what I did? I have a YouTube channel. I made content. People watch the content and then they look at the description of the video or my call to action and they got started. Now, I know some people here are gonna be like, well, yeah, dude, of course, because you're a trader educator and you know this and that. Guys, go watch the video. I don't got no rollie on in the video. I'm not flexing a Lambo in no video. I just got my camera and I talk about what I know. And if you don't know anything about the markets right now, that's fine. Leverage Jay, leverage me, leverage all the educators. You don't think that the educators or your leaders won't get on a call with a prospect for you, won't help you build your business? We're itching to do that. But you got to start seeing yourself like that. You got to start getting yourself out there, man. I only have 3,000 followers. I know some people here have more, less, whatever. But like, I'm not super big. Like, I'm not a super huge known person in the space yet. But we're still on the leaderboards, man. We're still going 1K every month. If you're not a 1K rank yet, like I promise you, you can do it, man. Like you can definitely do it, but it's not gonna come from working harder necessarily. It's gonna come from being more. Hold on, I'm gonna show you the webcam. Hold on. Right here, you cannot see that. It's my bookshelf. You guys gotta study, man. I don't care if you gotta read books, listen to audios, just do something that's gonna help you grow. Because if you're not growing, people are gonna feel that off you. People are gonna feel like, oh, this dude, like, you're talking to a wall. Like, you got nothing interesting to talk about. You got nothing to say. But I promise you, if you start reading, if you start getting on these calls, you start filling yourself up, fill your cup up, you're gonna have a lot of value to give to people, and people are gonna want to listen to you. But a lot of the problem, guys, with going from zero, the hardest ranks to do are going from 0 to 1K. Again, look at the statistics of MLM, man. Like you're either that person that gets 1 or 2 enrollments ever, or you go crazy in the business. Like it's really like there's no middle ground much of the time. But the difference is a shift. The shift that like you have to get the rank done. You have to become the brand. All right. Now let's talk about trading here real quick. There's two main things that you're gonna do as a trader to get results: is TTTs and trade alerts. With TTT, you literally are just approving it and that's it. So there's really no strategy other than using the risk that that specific educator has been talking about on his sessions, in his trading plan, whatever the case is. As a standard thing of recommendation is you need to start looking at your accounts in terms of percentages and not money. Now, sometimes I say that so much and I feel like it should be like already known, but I forget that sometimes new people like they just don't know any better. Like they don't know that yet. So I'm telling you right now, the funded accounts are for a reason set up in a way where they make you hit percentage goals, not dollar sign goals. If you look at the banks, when they talk money, they don't talk about dollar amounts. They talk in interest rates. They talk in yields. I did banking for 8 years almost. All we talked about was what's the interest rates on a home equity line of credit, on the credit cards, on auto loans. If somebody wants to make money with the bank, they're putting it into a high yield savings account, paying you a certain amount of APY. Like everything is percentages. If you're not on the frequency of money, you're not going to make none. So stop looking at dollar signs and start looking at percentages. You know why? And I'm spitting right now because, like, we're on a time crunch. I gotta just give it to you full auto rapid fire. It's recorded. Y'all can rewatch it. But look, man, like, if you're used to only making a certain amount of money a month because that's how you grew up, like I grew up and my parents, well, my mom never worked while I was like conscious. Like when I was a conscious human being of 5 years old and above, I never saw her work a job. And my dad, he's always done like landscaping and he worked at UPS late at nights and stuff like that. So I also grew up in a household where my dad was working all the time. I didn't spend time with my dad. You know what I'm saying? So like I've seen what hard work looks like. I've seen what sacrificing for your family look like. And he was only making maybe less than 6 figures or just about 6 figures. And like that's good. That's good, especially like 10, 20 years ago. But like he ain't had no time because it was multiple jobs, his own like side hustle, all this other stuff. Boom, boom, boom. But some people, you grow up and that's your thermostat. internally is, oh, as long as I got 3 grand a month coming in, I feel like my life is not falling apart. I need 5K a month. I need 10K a month. Everybody knows that number where if it goes any less than that into your bank account every month, low key, you're kind of stressing out. That is your thermostat. And the thing is, the minute that you make any money over that, your brain subconsciously is telling you, I can go spend it. Oh, that's extra money. No, it's not. No, it's not. You need a new floor. You need a new floor. The ceiling that you have right now needs to be the floor for you heading into 2025. And you're going to do that through money multiplication. You're going to do that through this business and trading because you're going to start thinking in percentages. You're going to start realizing that if I just crack how to get a payout on a 10K funded account that only cost me less than $100, I know how to perform to do a 200K challenge the same exact way. The same way, because it's still percentages. If you make 10% on a 10K account, it's the same trades, the same risk management, the same approach. It's just a bigger account size. But you know what's crazy? Somebody can do it on a 10K, and when they get to the 200K, if you still think about the dollar sign, the minute that you see your account go down or up 2 grand in a trade, you start freaking out because you've never seen money go up and down that fast in your life. Because you're still looking at the dollar amount. Bro, I promise you, for like, you have to treat this like a video game. Just think I'm up 1%. You see your account go up by 2 grand on a 200K account, it's not 2 grand, it's 1% profit. You have to desensitize yourself. Desensitize. You know, you ever seen people that like, they could like, somebody could steal their Rolex and they're like, oh, F this guy, I'll just buy another one. And you're like, bro, you just lost like 25 grand. And it's like, yeah, but like, I make 100 grand a month. Like, it hurts, but like, it's whatever. They're desensitized to dollar signs, bro. And we all have a certain thermostat that we're used to. But if we're not aware that that's how money is, like if we're not aware that it is a thermostat and that if we don't pay attention to it and just like absolutely want to break through it and we just go coasting through life without thinking, you're going to subconsciously make 5 grand a month and that's what you're comfortable with. And you're not going to go for more, bro. You're going to literally self-sabotage and keep yourself at 5K a month because the minute you hit 5, you're like, oh, I can chill now. You hit 5, oh, I can smoke now. You hit 5, I can go out drinking now. Oh, I hit 5, I'm not going to pick up the call and call a prospect because you hit your comfortable amount. But the minute that you're like, yo, I've only made 5K this month, that's a problem. You're going to grind. It's all here, bro. It's all here. So you got to like, that's why they tell you surround yourself with winners. Because you know why? Every time I'm around Josh Zwagel, every time I'm around Matty Pips, I'm the brokest in the room by far. So if they want to go out somewhere and I can't pay the bill to hang out with them in those places, I got work to do. But if you're hanging out with the same people and you make more than them or just around the same as them, you're going to make the decisions to hang out where you should. Bro, you should be a millionaire is what you should be. Not because it's cool to say it, but it's because nowadays you make 100 grand a year and you're just surviving, bro. Call it what it is. Call it what it is. So look, tap to trade. There's really nothing to think about, but I need you to do this. You need to stop. I'm not saying this is what you are specifically, but you need to stop being scared to like talk to the educators, whether it's scared, lazy, any excuse you have in the book, I don't care. Because you know why? I came up in a platform where the educators were these freaking superstars that could never respond to a message. I hated that. I said, bro, I never said if, I knew I was going to be in this position because I set it out to be a goal. I said, when I get there, I'm not going to be that guy. Now, when the company gets to 50,000, 100,000 customers, I know I won't be able to reply to all the messages, but it's not just me. Right now, take advantage that the educators are giving you their time. Take advantage of it. Hey, ask questions, whether it's on the session, whether it's a DM on Instagram, a text message. And look, if they don't reply after the first one and 2-3 days go by and you stop, you're not that serious, bro. Like you should send another one.
Hey, Rich,
Question. You spoke about tap to trades,
Yeah.
and when is it? Do you think it's smart to take everybody's tap to trade,
No.
or like how does that? How does someone choose who to take and be consistent with
Yeah.
and stuff like that?
Yeah. The good thing is, guys, the call that I have coming up, like I know they're gonna play music and we're gonna ramp it up, and there's Brand who's also gonna speak on there, so I have a little bit extra time. So I'm gonna make sure we touch on what we need, okay? But with tap to trade, if you try to take tap to trades from everybody, you're gonna have everybody's results. And the reason why I bring that up is because some educators are gonna go on losing streaks and winning streaks. And so you can be taking like three taps of trades from this person and they're going through a winning streak, but then you take three from this guy and he's on a losing streak. But the thing is, if you're not in tune with that one educator, like like because you've been on their sessions, you know their strategy, you know what they do, then you're not gonna know how much you should be risking on their trades. For example, I just keep it a buck. Everybody loves Joel. You know why everybody loves Joel? Because when gold had this in crazy ass run that it went on, where we were pushing bullish for months and months and months, like, look, I can keep going down, right? Up and up and up and up. And he was buying all the way up. People were getting five-figure payouts on TradeX all the time. What's happening lately? Gold's going down and down and down and down. And you can tell as a trader that Joel does really well in bullish environments. Why do you think he started trading Bitcoin? He's really bullish right now. And I don't even know his strategy. I'm too busy with my own stuff to follow, but I just know. And so I bring that up because when you're following somebody, you got to ride with them or die with them. Like, if you're just like, oh, I come into tap to trade. Oh, yeah, I just approve every tap to trade and I just don't do any type of thinking at all. Man, you're kind of being lazy, man. And look, as leaders, guys, if we sell tap to trade only as easy, you don't got to do nothing, and you leave it at that, be honest with you, you're setting up an environment for people to get blindsided. This is what it is. So I talk to my prospects and I enroll people and I do tell them the truth. Tap to trade literally is super easy. There's nothing to think about. All you do is approve the trades. However, there's a way to go about this to make it work to the best that it can be.
Right.
And that's where we tell people, hey, if you're going to take tap to trades, don't take it from everybody all at once. As leaders, we say we got to be products of the products, right? I'm in a unique situation because I'm an educator and I'm sending trades, right? But I've been in the shoes of just being an affiliate in other platforms and making sure that I'm always with the good educators that are getting results and making sure my team's paid. So I understand. And again, man, like you got to be taking the trades yourself too, man. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody's got to do their part to see, who's doing well, who's not doing well. End of the day, you can see the tap to trade results on the dashboard. You'll know if you take a trade from this dude and it's not going too well, stop taking the dude's trades. Sorry, it is what it is. Because the thing is, we're educators, but like, for example, some educators, they'll tell you, hey, on my trades, only risk this much. So if you try to risk more because you are trying to impose your goals and the way you want your account to go, but that wasn't the educator's plan for you, you're not making the same cake. You're not baking the same cake. So again, like with my trades, I don't send that many trades, right? Like I send maybe 2 to 4 a week. Last week I sent 6, and it was an anomaly that I sent more. But because I don't send that many trades, I'm more comfortable with telling my people or like the company in general, like you can put a whole percent risk on mine because I don't send that many out. And when I send them out, like last week I went 6-0. If you would have risked 1% per trade on my trades last week, you would have at max would have made 9% profit. Now I know some people would have closed some early and this and that, but like you would have made some money. You would have made at least 2-3% for the week. At least. And when you start thinking, if you do 3% a week, that's 12% for the month. You'll pass your funded account in a month. If you want to pass your funded in a day, if you want to pass it in a week, you're going to be more aggressive, which means you're going to have a higher chance of also messing it up. But if you're taking trades from people that are sending 5 trades a day and you're risking 1% per trade, you're asking for trouble, bro. Not going to lie. Because you're doing way too much risk with way too much market activity. So the more trades you're taking, cut the risk by a lot more. You should be sticking to 0.5%, maybe even less on the tap to trades, at least until you guys create a profit buffer. If you're up on your account you got something to play with. I told you it's money management. The same way you manage your bank account, you're not going to take risks when you barely got anything to pay your bills versus when you got some padding. Make
Mm.
sense?
Yeah.
So that's tap to trade, man. Like you gotta scale your risk in. It's not just always a set risk, it's dynamic risk. If you're down, you need to chill out and work your way back up to break even. Once you're at break even and your first couple percent in profit, now you can go harder and risk more, etc.
You had told me something about well, I asked you about Nas 100 being on tap to trade. Why is that? So other people know.
Okay,
Why
so
isn't it?
yeah, so here's how I want you to understand the programming. Tap to trade, first of all, is very difficult. Like there's no company that can mass produce it the way it is because everybody has to connect their accounts. Everybody has to like have a different account balance. So the way that the programming is now based off risk percentage, there's like a ceiling of how many pips of a stop loss we can have for it to like technologically calculate it safely. So for example, a big stop loss on gold is like 100 pips, right? So when the program defaults the risk for gold to 100 pips, like bro, sometimes people's accounts are risking like a whole percent or like more than half of a percent on that gold trade, right?
Hmm.
With 100 pips. Well, my stop loss is 500 pips.
Hmm.
So imagine if we send out a trade and the 500 pips hits and like people lose 2-3% on one trade. People go crazy.
Hmm.
So what happens is, okay, let's up the ceiling of the sensitivity to incorporate 500 pip risk, right? Okay, well, if you do that, now it's going to be super sensitive whenever the more typical tap to trades come out for 30, 40 pip stop losses. The default risk is going to be like 0.01% risk.
Hmm.
You see, so like Josh and everybody was like, okay, let's do it in a way where we get what's the average stop loss size? Okay, the average stop loss size for Forex and gold is always anywhere from 30 to 100 pips max. So it's set to like keep those barriers there. But
Hmm.
all of a sudden, the max barrier, my stop loss is 5 times the size. Why is it so big though, Rich? Well, because Nas 100, it moves that many pips all the time. It's like trying to trade Bitcoin right now. Why
Yeah.
hasn't Bitcoin been on tap to trade? You know
Hmm.
why? Because Bitcoin will move thousands. Like you have to have thousands of pips of stop loss on Bitcoin.
Hmm.
So they're gonna have to be fancy with the way that they incorporate NAS, and it's gonna come from really making it way more sensitive, which means that people are probably gonna have to manually up their lot sizes a lot on gold and forex pairs so that it's not risking like such a really tiny amount. And the reality is most people don't even want to look at the lot size. They just want to hit approve, done. I'm
Right.
sure a lot of you guys feel that way. So imagine if gold was really popular, it's like the number one most traded thing in Akashx. They're gonna configure it to really cater to what's being sent out the most. Now
Hmm.
I will say this: with my NAS trades, guys, it's always the same size stop loss. So you will always use the same lot size on your challenge accounts. And I can give this to you guys. Um, but I created this PDF that like shows my strategy and everything for anybody that wants to like see it. I talk about it on my strategy, my live sessions, but I made this little cheat sheet, right? And I can send this to you, bro, Jay.
Okay.
This is showing you exactly what challenge accounts you have and what lot size to use if you want to use 1% risk.
Hmm.
And if you want to use less than that, like half, just cut this in half.
Yeah.
So even though it's not a TTT, you already know, like, bro, the easiest thing you could do is take my trades, set it to TP2 only, and just use the lot size that's recommended here. And if
Bingo.
you notice, most times you're gonna hit if you just do that.
And this is
If
on
you
NAS.
wanna, what was that?
NAS 100, right?
Yeah, you trade NAS 100. Most of my trades go at least to TP2.
Hmm.
Now, where you really make a lot more money is if you let them go to TP5, but not all of my trades are going to get to TP5. So if you're not more experienced and you kind of know how to look at the market with more experience, then you'll probably hold for like all the targets more times than not because you can afford to stare at your phone, manage the trade, whatever. Then you're going to make more money, obviously. But most of the trades at minimum go to TP2. So if you're risking a percent, going TP2, you're going to make a percent every time you take one of my trades, for example. And that's just me being like bare bone, not even really giving y'all the sauce. If you want to learn how to like squeeze more out of the trades and everything, you just got to get on the sessions and learn how I do it. But Yeah, man, look, there's no magic sauce, guys, with trade alerts and tap to trades. And you can ask people like Arthur, like talk to the other members that are actually in your exact shoes that have gotten 5-figure payouts with TradeX. I talked to Arthur. Arthur Wayno was like the top payout. He's made like 30 grand on just tap to trades and trade alerts, only trading gold with Joel. And I was like, bro, that's crazy. You know how many people take Joel's trades and have messed up their account? But he made 30 grand. Why is that? Well, he only secures TP2s or whatever the case is. You know what I'm saying? Like, you have to learn the educator that you're following and just maximize maybe three at a time, max. If you try to follow more than three, it's just a lot to do at once, guys. You know?
Hey, I do want to say, man, first and foremost, you absolutely dropped so many gems on this call, so many freaking gems. And I don't know if you're done or not, but I know you got a call. But I do want to say that if you are feeling intimidated by this call, I know there's a lot of new people that's on this call, and I got a friend that's saying that they're kind of lost. I know there's a lot of people that feel like that. You know, it was a different language for me. I mean, we got some seasoned vets here that's on the team. We got D that's on the call. We got Noel that's on the call. We got people that really know trading, and then you got a lot of us
Yeah.
that are learning. So if you do feel intimidated, don't worry. The more you do it, the better you'll understand it. You will get the
Yeah.
lingo because it's all about getting the lingo.
Yeah. Yeah. What I'll say, guys, is this look, you need to befriend educators. Like I got on this call for y'all. Y'all can message me, man. You know, like, and I know I'm shooting myself in the foot saying that because I'm gonna get a lot of messages, but like I signed up for this responsibility. You know what I'm saying? So if I can get to you, I'll get to you. And you know what? We got the live sessions. Like you can pop in my live sessions 10 a.m. Eastern. I know some of us work, we're not able to do it. Cool, I get it, you know? But you can watch all of my replays. I have an entire educator training series that you guys can literally go on there and learn exactly how I do everything. And I start very simple. A lot of people don't know this. You go to educator training series on Academy and you can click on my profile and I have literally basics right here. It's not all crazy stuff. But
Perfect.
like, just study a little bit. I'm not saying y'all gotta become trading experts. That's not the point. I already told you at the beginning. If you try to do it by yourself, it's gonna be harder for you. Just stick to trade alerts. I'm gonna give you the cheat sheet. I'm gonna pass it to Jay so he can give it to you guys to know exactly what lot size to use on all my trades based off of your challenge account size. That's it. Pop into the sessions, shoot me some DMs. But look, guys, if you want to win big with this, man, it's not gonna happen in 30 days for everybody. Like you gotta lock in, man. You gotta trust Jay, you gotta trust this movement and just commit for the next 6 to 12 months. Because if you do that, like hitting the gym, you can't sign up for a gym class with the best trainers in the world and get results in 30 days. You can get a lot done in 30 days, but if you want what you really want, stick around a little bit longer.
Mm. Man, and also I forgot to shout out my homegirl Laurel Patterson. She just passed her third prop firm. I believe it's 10K, 25K, and 100K. I'm not sure if I got the numbers right, but I know she passed three prop firms. Those they crushing it, crushing it. I know, I know we're gonna be one of the biggest in the game. Period. Three in
That's
days
awesome, man.
in days in 2 days. That's crazy.
Wow.
And I did want to put that out there. Congratulations, Laurel. What do you say about Black Friday, Rich? The Black Friday
Yeah,
deal.
guys. Yeah, before I hop on out of here, and we can always schedule another call, man. I would be more than happy to come back and go a little bit more in detail with some other stuff, man. But guys, we have that Black Friday promo right now. Keep in mind, Akashx, man. Look, the deal around the industry right now is a lot of people are charging way more for trading mentorship, education, and all that stuff. So just being 150 bucks for Akashx in itself is already a deal.
Peace.
The standard offer now comes with a 10K funded account, which is not done anywhere. Anywhere that doesn't exist.
Peace.
And now during Black Friday, you got a 50K account up front just for signing up to Akashx. Like, I've been in it for 6 years. There's literally, I hate saying it because everybody says it, but there's really never been anything done like that. There's a reason why Akashx went from 800 to 8,000 people in the last 6 months. It's not an accident. It's not hype. It is because we have the best product in the trading industry that combines funding with mentorship. It doesn't exist. So if you don't know how to share this with your friends and family, man, connect them on our free trials, connect them to a call with Jay. Like we can schedule Zoom calls to do presentations, like whatever the case is. I would love to do an educator presentation call with you guys one day. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's
Let's
plan
do it.
it.
Let's
You know what
do
I'm
it.
saying? Like the educators in the field, if we work together, we got trading knowledge and building knowledge, and that's how we level up.
Game
You know what I'm
time.
saying? So yeah, guys. Again, I know there's a lot of questions that people are gonna have that are more technical, like how to do this, how to do that. Shoot me a message. You guys can connect with me. My handle is the same across all platforms. I am Rich Vendiga. I only want the best for you guys, man. I'm only gonna give you the truth and what you need to win. And I got mad love for Jay, even though we don't have like a super tight relationship, just because we haven't been able to spend a lot of time with each other. The few times we've been able to link up, text back and forth, like we're on the same type of time, and we just want the best for everybody. So it's really easy to get along and vibe and just get the job done together, man. So I'll be more than happy to, help you guys more hands on. Because if you guys utilize me in my role and you guys go into the field together, we can do a lot.
Peace. Man, thank you, man. We all appreciate you. Show a lot of love to my man Rich on this call. I know he's about to get off right now. But man, it's crazy. Guys, you got a couple days until this week, this month is over. If you put in 10 personals, you get $100,000 prop firm challenge. I don't know if you
Yeah.
knew that. Right, you get $100,000 prop firm challenge.
Crazy, bro.
They just sent me my $100,000 prop firm. I don't know if you can see it, but I just got it. Man, and happy Thanksgiving. God bless everybody, and let's have a powerful, powerful end of November. I'll see you guys on the next one. Let's get it.
All right, guys. Appreciate
Thank you,
y'all.
Rich. Appreciate it.